Hey, wake up! It's time to start the show. Glad to see you all aboard Mouse Ears in Paradise. Let's get this show rolling.
Welcome to Mouse Ears in Paradise. I'm Dave.
And I'm Becky.
And we're back.
Yay, episode 2 of 2026.
Yeah, exactly.
It's March.
And we're going to be talking about kind of, our last episode, we talked about the Disney Destiny and our time there. But this is going to be more about everything kind of before and after the cruise. The other pieces.
The rest of the story,
yes.
as
Paul Harvey
used to say. And now you know the rest of the story.
I love it. That guy was genius.
He was a brilliant storyteller.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Love it. All right. So that's a tangent. So we took the Disney Destiny out of Fort Lauderdale. Mm-hmm. So we had to get to Fort Lauderdale, which meant we had to kind of figure, how are we going to do all this, right? Like there's a million options when you're in that kind of area of Florida about how you're going to do things. And so we had to figure out how we were going to do it.
Well, yeah. What were we going to do?
What were we going to do?
So a lot of people, because we're coming from the West Coast, right? So a lot of people will fly into Miami. Miami is really not.
We're not big fans.
We will avoid Miami at all costs.
It's just a huge international airport, which means it's crazy busy.
Yeah.
Miami is huge. People don't realize how big Miami is, and traffic that goes
sprawling
with it, and the people trying to come and go from there. Like, it's not really a commentary on Miami of
the people
or
are
anything.
Fine. It's
no,
just
we've met
the
some really nice
amount
people.
of people.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
And I had even been warned the first time we were going there. Someone was like, "You're flying into Miami? Have you done it before?" And I said, "No," and they laughed.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
I was like, oh, okay. So like, I know it's a universal experience.
Yeah.
And we lived it. And so we have tried to not live it again.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is our second cruise out of the Fort Lauderdale area. So we elected to fly into Fort Lauderdale, which meant we needed to you can't get direct from San Jose to Fort Lauderdale. So that meant a stopover, which meant in the middle of February, we elected to get there 2 days before the cruise left. That just, I was a little nervous because you're getting in so late at night. Like if something goes wrong, it doesn't give a lot of flexibility.
Because you're going to get pushed to the next day and with your flight, and then trying to get on a boat, like stress.
We've had it happen flying from San Jose to Florida, where we have gotten stuck in Texas for sure more than once. So we did plan 2 days, and it turns out our flights were all fine, but you just never know. So we went in and we stayed, after much research, we stayed at the GalleryOne, a DoubleTree hotel in Fort Lauderdale. So we flew into Fort Lauderdale. Very positive experience going into Fort Lauderdale. I would do it again.
Yeah, we didn't have any issues.
No.
And the hotel was about 20 minutes from the port, as I recall, in theory.
Now, we did struggle getting from the airport to the hotel. So I bet everything I had seen was like, just do rideshare, just do rideshare, just do rideshare. And we actually use rideshare, I would say, very frequently in our life. Like we use it around town sometimes. There's lots of ways. I probably would just book a pickup again next time. We are a family 5, and even though I've now learned and this makes me sound super ignorant and dumb, but I'll just share it anyways. We have to book an XXL when we book Lyft, not just an XL, even though it says it will carry 5 people, which it should carry 5 people, but it won't do 5 people and luggage.
Well, I think that some of the ride shares they started having vehicles go into the XL category, even
that
for
are
over the
not
last few
XL.
years that were not XL. And so they had to, within the last few years, they've had to add the XXL because they had to differentiate that. Where we used to, reliably, the XL was one of the biggest things that you could
that's
get.
fair. That's fair.
But the ride share, they're just trying to get more money. When you order an XL and then you get a compact SUV show up and you're like, this is not an XL. It's got compact in its name. It's not an XL.
Yeah, fair. And I'll bet there were 500 people waiting for a Lyft or an Uber.
Oh, yeah.
Like an exorbitant amount of people.
Oh, yeah. There were a lot of people. It was pretty wild.
Wild.
Yeah.
And it worked. The system worked, but we waited.
They had a good system set up too. It's just a lot of people.
It's just a lot of people. So not my favorite. And I also have like reached the point of I just don't enjoy waiting. But it was fine. It worked out. It was not ideal, but we get to the hotel. The hotel is about what I expected. Like if you look on the reviews online, people it is an accurate review. It is not a 4-star Westin. It is not a 2-star Motel 6. It is somewhere in the middle. We got a 2-bedroom suite, which was that was why we went there, is because they had a 2-bedroom suite. It was under $500 a night for 2 rooms, which for our family is pretty solid. It had a kitchen, which was nice. It's walking distance to a Starbucks and to a grocery store. Like it had everything we needed. I would stay there again.
Yeah, I don't really have any major
We ate there. The food was
fine.
Good. It wasn't like 5-star, but it was definitely edible, and everybody ate, and they were nice to us, and it was quiet. People slept. Mm-hmm. So overall,
and it was walking distance to the beach.
It was walking distance to the beach, and as it turns out, walking distance to a state park, which was actually the big win for us. So the next day we get up, and we've come from the West Coast, so we get up and we're like, what are we gonna do? We kind of walk down to the beach, but we didn't have like all the things you need for the beach necessarily. And then happened upon this state park, which had a naturalist who brought out a snake and brought out turtles and a tortoise, and talked to us about the natural wildlife of South Florida, and the kids ate it up. Like it was just right for the activity for the day. And then kind of hung out. You're right on the canals. We considered doing the water taxi, but we just didn't need to. We just kind of hung out, and everybody had been going 100 miles an hour coming from school, so they were glad to just take a day and relax. And I would do that again. I would walk down to the state park. I would maybe go. There were things there you could do. It was perfect. So 2 thumbs up for that. And then we tried to get a lift the next day. So our boat left on a Saturday, and apparently the port was full, and there was 8 cruise ships in town.
And then 2 events at the convention center, which are attached to the port.
And so it took us 45 minutes to get not
one,
2 lifts. So the first lift, we're like, well, we'll split up. It's fine. We'll split up. So we're going to get just 2 regular lifts. And the first person pulls up, and the whole back of their car is filled with like, I don't know what.
Stuff.
It's just stuff. And the guy was totally fine. He was nice. But like there was no room for luggage. So we ended up putting 2 of us in there with as much luggage as we could fit. And then we left Dave and the girls behind, hoping that their second one would come. They ended up beating us to the terminal.
Yeah, he was a creative driver. He knew some kind of questionable ways to get to the port.
Oh my gosh.
We actually passed Mickey.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny because like she was like, oh, you must be close, just behind me. And when she sent that to me, we were passing her because we were taking this alternate route.
So I don't know how I would get around that like that. I mean, I guess we could have pre-booked something, which we've done before. Like we stayed down at the Embassy Suites, which I actually felt like our GalleryOne was definitely a step or 2 above what the Embassy Suites was downtown, in my opinion. That does have a shuttle. You can pay $12 a person. I don't think that shuttle would have gotten us there faster.
No, because it was every direction was
it just
up.
Was like insanity.
And I have to believe that it was somewhat luck of the draw that there happened to be all this.
It can't be like that every day.
I don't think it is, but our driver said, well, it's like this every Saturday. But I'm like, I can't believe that all of the ships align with their, like we were on a 5-day, right? So that means it's not like every Saturday they're embarking, right? So it has to be just everything aligned that way. I don't know, but
it worked out. But we made it.
It was dicey. It was a little questionable for a little while there.
It was. In retrospect, since we've already talked about the cruise. In retrospect, what I would have done is rented a car from Fort Lauderdale, parked at the port. Now that meant...
But then you're paying for the parking and the rental
No, I understand that.
And you're still dealing with the traffic.
Yeah. But we would have come out ahead, I think. We would have come out ahead. Because after this whole experience with all the lifts, we got on the boat and we're like, I'm not doing this again. And we paid for Disney transfers from the cruise terminal back to the airport. Now, it looks like on that one, we probably could have gotten by with a cab, truthfully. But you had to make the decision with the knowledge you had at the time.
Right? Like, you didn't want to find out that it was the same scenario.
Yeah.
But I don't really regret the bus. Like, it was fine.
Yeah. That's the massive...
It was more expensive.
It was more expensive. And there is a big advantage, of going out of Port Canaveral where you can stay on Disney property and return to Disney property. And you don't have to leave the bubble. You pay for it, but you're in it, right? So the plan was, because we're all the way already in South Florida, we were going to go up to Disney World for a day because when we were there in November, our kids were a little bit frustrated that we hadn't spent more time at the Magic Kingdom. So we're like, we're going to go do one day at the Magic Kingdom off the boat, and then we'll come back home. So after much research, I originally thought when we were going to do this, we were going to take the Brightline train up from Fort Lauderdale. Upon further investigation, it turns out when you have 5 people, your choices are a very different choice than when you have 2 people. Because it was going to be, by the time we checked all our bags, because you have to pay for checked luggage on Brightline, and you have to Uber there, and you have to get off Brightline and get back to Disney World property or whatever. It was going to be significantly more money for us to take Brightline than it would be for us to just rent a car.
There was also the food.
So then I'd also been doing some reading, and if it were just Dave and I, we would have bought first class on Brightline and we would have just taken the first class and everything would have been fine. But I've read some stories from people who have not booked first class, and then they get on the Brightline and there's no food to be found. They're like the last people served and there's nothing left to eat, and you're coming off the cruise ship. You don't have a Target run, or most of my snacks by that point are gone. And I was really concerned about going from breakfast all the way till 2:00 with not having anything to feed the kids. So that was a big problem for us.
I think that was the final straw.
I think that was the final straw too.
That's not going to be good.
Now it turns out the Turnpike doesn't have a lot of food options either. But I guess you can at least go through a gas station and get we got some waters, and we we had some choices about things to get. So would I do it that way again? I would, because of what else.
And we stopped and we had lunch.
We did stop and have lunch, which ended up being great too. Mm-hmm. So it was the right choice for our family.
But it is a 3-hour drive.
It is a 3-hour drive. Mm-hmm. Solidly. Straight shot.
Yeah.
But 3 hours.
And I think that's where the toll fees were.
Yeah.
So I think it was about $35 in toll fees between the tolls and the rental car, fee. I think it was just $5. So it added up, but it wasn't crazy. I was expecting it to be 50.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. So, I don't know. It's so it's a city. Fort Lauderdale is a city. And sometimes when the city's on the beach, it's sort of hard for my brain to no, you're in a city. It's not the beach, right? It's both things, but also you're in a city. So I wrestle with that a little bit. I was surprised, I think, by how much traffic we hit, but it did work out great. We took the bus back to the airport afterwards and got a rental car. That was pretty seamless, I felt like. We had to get off the bus, get on another bus to get to the rental car. But once you were in the rental car place, there was a Starbucks there. So that was really nice. We did have access to Starbucks, which everybody got a little something to kind of tide them over. Because I find when you're trying to do breakfast on the cruise ship and you're getting off, my kids just can't they can't turn the bus that far that quickly. Like they can't get up, eat, and get off the boat. It's just too much for them. And so they don't eat.
And we got off the bus that came from the port and got on the rental car bus, and it was I don't know what 10 feet away. Like we got lucky. It was like super. It was right there. We didn't have to
easy.
Drag stuff across to another building or another lane or something like that. So that was quite easy.
Yeah, I would do that part again. So we drive up. We stayed at Saratoga Springs.
Welcome home.
Welcome home. Yes. And then went into Disney Springs that night, ate at Rainforest Cafe. Just meh.
Yeah, we didn't have great service. The food it just wasn't hitting right for people. And, we had done T-Rex and everybody loved that. And so they wanted to try Rainforest because they had the volcano. So let's try that this time. And so we did. And
we will not be back, I don't think. We'll probably go back to T-Rex.
Yeah, I think so.
Not Rainforest Cafe. And just enjoyed Saratoga for a little while. Like walked around a little bit, went through the store, relaxing things. And then people were tired, because that night gets cut so short. When you get off the boat, I find we just can't do anything fun that day. I want to. I tried to talk Dave into doing the after hours event at Epcot. So it'll be great. We'll just have no, it would not have been great. It would have been terrible. Because they end up with a 6-hour night. They go to bed so late and then you have to get up early. And they the cruise ship does this goofy 6 a.m. wake up call. And you're like, I don't want to be up
I didn't ask for a wake up call, but you get a wake up call.
You get up a wake up call. So, and then the next day I went to the Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom is a delight. We rode
because we had skipped that on our previous trip, or at least a normal day at Magic Kingdom.
We did buy Lightning Lane. We knew we were only going for a day, so we bought Lightning Lane, and then I paid for Seven Dwarfs, and then I paid for Emma and I to ride Tron. Seven Dwarfs, it's worth it. It's worth it. I'd stand in line. I'd pay for it. I don't care. It's short. It's the cutest slow ride. Everybody loves it. It's fun. You get a nice little video package when you're done. There's just a lot to be said for that attraction, in my opinion. I think right now with the Magic Kingdom being so short rides, right? Big Thunder's down, Buzz is down, that wait is a little bit more impacted than it should be. I think when all this other stuff opens up, you won't. In fact, I'll make a prediction. Are you ready for my prediction?
Always.
Okay, I predict when Big Thunder reopens and Cars opens that Seven Dwarfs will get put into regular Lightning Lane.
Yeah, because Cars is presumably going to be Lightning Lane.
Yeah, and so they'll put it in there.
Maybe Big Thunder.
Big Thunder will be regular, and you'll pay for Cars and Tron.
Yeah,
that's my prediction. Because they're not going to put 3 attractions that you have to buy separately.
Probably not. At least not long. They might do it initially, but
yeah. So that was good. I rode Tron for the first time. I don't ever need to ride it again. I realize this attraction has been out in the world for a long time. It's fine. It's terribly uncomfortable. And I feel like I am a very average American. Very average. Not ornately tall, not short. Stocky, maybe. I don't know. But not I fit in things. And it pinched my thighs. You lay in your diaphragm, which makes it hard to breathe. It's just not comfortable. That's not how I'm going to ride a motorcycle. I'm not going to be it just doesn't fit. So I did not love it. The track is smooth. There's some nice, it's similar to Cosmic Rewind and kind of those fast, smooth curves that it takes. It feels like you're racing. The theming is fine, but it just is so uncomfortable. I don't know.
And very short.
And so short. So, I don't, Emma of course loved it because it was fast and crazy, but I don't know. I would not pay to ride it again. I think we paid $29 each.
Not worth it.
It wasn't worth it. I mean, it was because now I've done it and I can say like, oh, it's not worth it. And I don't have to wait anymore. I'd wait 15 minutes to ride it.
Okay.
Maybe 20, but that's about it.
Okay.
So, but the Magic Kingdom, we had Jungle Skipper Cantina.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently the Jungle Cruise Skipper Cantina changes their menu frequently, which now I figured out when I looked at it for Thanksgiving, I was like, nobody's going to eat this. And then when I looked again for this one, I was like, oh, my family will eat this. so we did go, and it was wildly successful. They made Emma plain noodles, no problem.
Yeah.
Didn't even bat an eye about it. Everybody ate. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
It hit the spot. And it had been hot that day, so we were glad to have some place to sit. And it was busy that day, too.
Mm-hmm. It was a busy
I mean,
day.
I know every day is busy in the Magic Kingdom, but yeah, it was a good thing. Emma got to be on the screen for Monsters.
Yes,
that was really fun. She was
fun.
really into that. So I was like, you got to sit in front of the light bulbs. You got to sit, and it worked. She got chosen to.
She didn't want to sit there.
She did not. It was funny. She had a whole fit about it, and then she got to talk to Mac and Cheese about jokes. So she thought that was really fun. And then her brother Drew would like lean in and make a silly face and then lean out, being just like the quintessential little brother, which kind of cracked me up. So, pretty easy to accomplish everything in the Magic Kingdom, I felt like, with Lightning Lane.
Yeah, I mean, everything we wanted to do.
Yeah, we got on all the attractions, and
I mean, we didn't do everything, but yes.
that we wanted to do.
That
we wanted to do. We had no problem getting to it all. So I love the Magic Kingdom. We visited the DVC Lounge.
We did visit the DVC
So
Lounge.
this was funny. So we go in to the DVC Lounge, which has like a Coke machine, and it has snacks or whatever. And we sit down. It was about 11 o'clock, and maybe was it 11? We hadn't been in the park for long. It was maybe like an hour and a half. That we'd been in the park.
Yeah. It was just we happened to be nearby, and we were like, hey,
let's go in. We got right in, and we sit in, and the kids are like, this is great. We want to do this. And when we asked them later, like, what was the best part of the day? They're like, DVC Lounge. Like, all right. They all liked being able to go get their own drink. They like loaded up on some snacks, enjoyed the air conditioning. There were some trivia things going on the screen they were into. And then we moved on. And Drew was really obsessed with the theming of just the like frontier, and like, are those rooms upstairs real? Because they have like a second story, and it looks like you're in a hotel, right? But the doors are pretty short, for forced perspective or whatnot. And he couldn't get enough of it. He's like, this place is great. So that was a big hit as well.
Yes, everybody enjoyed that. It was a nice respite in the day.
It was. And then back to Saratoga, and then we flew out the next day. So we flew out again of Tampa.
Some more driving.
This was the Grand Circle Tour of Florida. I still would do it again. If you recall our last trip, we also flew in and out of Tampa, and it was a solid 75 minutes both ways. Like, no problem. This took us almost 2 hours, and we had left, I'm going to say 3.5 hours ahead of time, right? Like, we had built in extra time, and we did not build in enough time. So you have to, if you're going to rent a car and return it to Tampa, they have a really nice feature that once you drop off the car and you go upstairs, you can check your luggage right there. And it doesn't cost extra. It's just like a remote check-in. But you have to be 90 minutes prior to your flight in order to do it. And we did not make the 90 minutes.
It was like by 5 minutes. Like it was
close.
We were close, but she said no.
Yeah.
The gateway person, the attendant there.
So we ended up having to bring our luggage on the train to get to the main terminal and then walk through the main, which is a vastly different experience than getting out of your rental car and just taking it up the escalator. But the American people, I was like, we tried to be here so much earlier. And she's like, every single one of us was late today because of traffic. And she's like, it's not you. This is not how it normally is. So that made me feel a little bit better. Like, it was abnormal. And if they were late, that tells you something. So, But flying out of Tampa, like you get in, you can still go. You still have to take a train like you do in Orlando from like the main hub out to the terminal, but there's some decent food options out in the terminal. There's still a Starbucks out there and a pizza place. And so that was like, we actually had enough time still to get a pizza. Everybody actually ate before we got on the plane, which how that happened, I don't know. But if we had been flying out of Orlando and gotten there in that amount of time, we would have missed our plane. Like it just wouldn't have happened. So,
and this was before all the TSA lines and stuff. So,
but overall, like
it was a good trip.
It was a great trip. I'm glad we went. I'm glad we got around.
There was adventure in areas we did not expect adventure.
Yes.
But, you know, it's all part of the experience and everybody was fine. Everybody survived.
Yeah.
So it was good.
I'd still do it again. I'd still drive up from Fort Lauderdale. Like it was worth the drive. And I think that's kind of what I want to emphasize. I felt like, so I rented a car through Costco, and I think our car rental for the 2 days to rent out of Fort Lauderdale and return to Tampa was $276 for a minivan. And it was worth it. Like we would have paid about $500 on Brightline. So it was half the cost. And yeah, that doesn't factor in gas and stuff, but because it also included all our airport transfers, I felt like we came out way ahead. Like we would have spent $110 at least just getting even from Saratoga to MCO on a private transfer. So I felt like that car rental, I felt like it was worth it. I felt like it was a better deal.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's a lot of driving.
It is a lot.
You did a good job.
Yeah, I did all the driving.
I offered.
I know you did. You did.
I did offer.
I did the driving. All right. Well, that is the rest of our adventure for this journey to the East Coast again. So now you know the rest of the story.
Now you know the rest of the story.
So it is time for our magical moments. So Becky, what is your magical moment for this episode?
Okay, so my magical moment is actually going to come from your computer because I don't think we talked about this. When we were in Hawaii for Christmas, we went to the Surfing Goat Dairy. We haven't talked about this,
You're just
have
looking
we?
at my laptop and you see it there.
And I was like, we never talked about this.
I don't know if we did.
So
probably not.
I don't think so. A long time listeners to our podcast will know that we spend Christmases in Maui, and I'm often very reluctant to do anything besides go to the beach because people are generally happy at the beach, and I just don't. We drive all the time at home, so I love not driving on vacation, even though we just spent a whole episode talking about driving. But we went to the Surfing Goat Dairy because my brother is kind of and his wife, they're into goats because they have a farm and goats do things for the farm. But is that a weird explanation?
No, it's great. So vague.
They have goats come and eat the grass in their fields so they don't have to mow it.
Right. Yes.
Okay. That's what they do.
Yes.
But the Surfing Goat Dairy, you can go and like tour the dairy and pet the goats, and you can see how, like, we didn't actually see them milk the goats and stuff this time, but you get to feed them and kind of see how they manage life on the farm or whatnot. And it was a huge hit. Like Drew.
Totally. Everybody was into it.
Yeah, everybody was really into it. And like my kids had this fit about wanting a stuffed goat. And I was like, we need a stuffed goat like a hole in our head right now. And I have to tell you, Drew sleeps with that stuffed goat every night. And he will like ask me before I turn, where's my goat? Like how we got to Mom not even wanting to go to the Surfing Goat Dairy to now we are now planning to go back. I don't know if you know this, but we on our next Christmas trip will be going.
Not hear that
because the kids are like, we're going, and especially Drew, and we're gonna do the chores tour where you get to like milk them and do things. So we're gonna be going on the chores tour next Christmas at the Surfing Goat Dairy. That's my magical moment.
It was magical. All right. Huh. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I kept that sticker so you could be reminded of that.
Now you can know, yeah.
Huh. All right. So I guess what I was going to share was I 3D printed all those pixie dust items. And I had one of the people in the Facebook group for the cruise say, hey, would you be willing to make me these keychains? I make these old school hotel style shaped keychains that then had the cruise ship on it. And he had me do a whole set of all the cruise ships that
That's pretty cool.
And had me we worked it out and I sent them to him. But I thought it was really cool that he, it's always like you create something and it's always nice when you see somebody else appreciate it and, think it's cool too. So I thought that was cool and made me happy that he enjoyed it and that he and his friends are going to be able to join it too, because he had 2 sets. He asked for me to make 2 sets, one for him and then one for the other ones who are almost done all the ships, which is why he wanted them.
That's pretty cool.
And he's like, I guess we're going to have to go to do the adventure.
Yeah, gonna have
which
to.
is the kind of like the holy grail now. I think that people are going to, if you're trying to get them
maybe
all.
We'll do another episode on that at some point.
About the adventure?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to find somebody who's been on it. But
I think we can do that.
I think we probably can too.
So
we'll work on that.
All right. Well, I think that's all we have for today's episode, but want to thank you for listening. You can email us at mouseearsinparadise@gmail.com or go to mouseearsinparadise.com and you can find links to subscribe and our social media and previous episodes. So check that out. All right. Now go make some magic in your life and in the people around you. Bye.
Applause. Applause. We hope you've all enjoyed the show.